Hello everyone, we are case number 11, doing World Wrestling Entertainment, or better known as WWE. My team members are Anthony and Sarah, and my name is Roberto Hernandez. First, we have today's topics. I'll give you a minute to read them and knowing what are we talking about. And we're going next to who the company is in the Next Level Navigator. First of all, the WWE ambition statement is integrated media organization and recognized leader in global entertainment. Their guiding principles is to draw in fans through elaborating storylines and the captivating characters in its wrestling matches. They diversify, they create a football league, and they create movies as well, not just wrestling matches, and they entertain, right, as their name states. Their company promise is committed to family-friendly entertainment, since they cover all ages, since kids to adults, women and women. So they create content for everybody. Their company culture is to create and deliver original content to global audience. Here in the picture, we can see the WWE logo. We can see WrestleMania, which is their biggest event. It could be compared to the Super Bowl in the NFL. Here's WrestleMania. Then we have WWE Raw and WWE SmackDown, which are their weekly broadcast events. Then we go to where the company is going in the Next Level Navigator. Their next level sentence is taking the wrestling empire to digital media. Their next level purpose is to grow up on digital media. In years to achieve, it's hard to tell, but we put 5 years, since it's a reasonable time to get to the point of what they want to get, or where they want to get. Their next level markers is to expand the content through countries, develop content in different languages, and having an e-commerce site, which offers broadband and mobile services. And their next level characteristics is WWE 24/7, which is their platform where they broadcast and they share their content. This helps to expand the content to countries and develop content in different languages. They have 6 offices around the world, which could help on this as well. And they have 300 live shows a year. I want to say that these 300 live shows are non-repeated. So their idea is to create content on these 300 non-repeated live shows a year. How the company will get there? In 1 year, in steps in 1 year. As I said, the company goal is to have 300 non-repeated live shows a year, which is with these 300 shows a year, they will broadcast these live shows on cable and have pay-per-views depending on the event. They also want to create content on the platform WWE 24/7. As I explained it to you, is their platform. They want to keep the site updated and functional, so people could get in and see all their content. They want to be constant on creating social media content, since it's the easiest way to get people into your business. They want to offer merchandise products on their websites, since it's revenues and advertising in a single thing. They want to create content with the WWE superstars. And finally, they want to offer the content in different languages to reach the highest amount of people as possible. How the company developed and grew. Most of the success of WWE can be attributed to the persistent efforts of Vince McMahon, which is this guy here. He's the CEO of WWE. I'm going to tell you some of his story. Around 1970, Vince joined his father's wrestling company named Capital Wrestling Corporation, where he basically did honor commentary, he developed scripts, and he basically promoted all the wrestling matches. Vince bought Capital Wrestling Corporation from his father in 1982. He eventually renamed it World Wrestling Federation, WWF, which was the official name for many, many years. At the time, wrestling was managed by regional fiefdoms, and everybody avoided other territories. Vince began to change this by paying local television stations around the country to broadcast his matches. He gradually squeezed out most of the competition. Soon after, Vince publicly admitted that the wrestling matches were scripted. Although he made it to avoid problems, fans appreciated the honesty. Soon after, by the late 1980s, the WWF's Raw is in War had become a top-rated show on cable, and the firm also began to offer pay-per-view shows, being one of the first companies worldwide and in history to offer these pay-per-view shows. In 2001, Vince was able to acquire WCW and an AOL Time Warner, which was their biggest competence at the time. So after this, they basically were lonely in the competition, if we could say that. In 2002, WWA was hit by a British court ruling which held the firm's WWF acronym. So the firm had to undergo a major branding transition, changing its well-known name to triple logo WWF to WWE. The E meaning entertainment. Linda McMahon, which is her, daughter of Vince McMahon and wife of Triple H, which is the guy in the middle, it's at the top management as well, and she stated that the new name might actually be beneficial for the firm. The name put emphasis on the E for entertainment. So this is basically, it's a summary we could say about the firm at their beginnings until they became WWE. It's an introductory case of the firm. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you.
So, some major problems and issues facing the WWE include their dependency on wrestling. Now, I only say dependency on wrestling because it is their only marketing scheme, really. Not marketing scheme, it's their only product and service, really. Everything flows in and out of wrestling. I see another problem is their mass travel demands. They have over 300 live shows a year with over 200 employees in those live shows and tons of big trucks that they have to unload and reload. Continued effort on failing ideas is another issue. The XFL is a football league that they have been trying to establish a few times now, and it just keeps failing and they keep going back to it. Growing an existing fan base is also a big problem. Whenever you're already as big as the WWE, it's hard to keep on stacking fans on top of that. Okay, so some key characteristics of the industry. It's entertainment, television, live events, stars, merchandising, and sparring. Now, I believe that all of these characteristics make up the base of the WWE. They are an entertainment industry that capitalizes off of live shows to create television and entertaining content, and uses stars to bring in new fans, and uses those stars and all of their content to merchandise. And of course, sparring goes in with wrestling, which is what it is. So what is the competitive nature of the WWE? In my opinion, the WWE is a very competitive league. WWE beat out their biggest competitor in the early 2000s, which is the WCW, the World Championship Wrestling. It took a while, but they were very persistent, and they created an industry that was able to topple a competing industry. That's pretty impressive. The WWE was able to survive a name change from the WWF to the WWE because the WWF was actually copyrighted by some other organization. Their constant effort to expand into football shows me that despite losing, they don't care. They have an idea and they're going after it. They will not quit until they're there. And I believe that this competitive fire and competitive energy is brought from Vince McMahon, the owner. It's generally consensus that he is the reason for the WWE's continued success. So some of the major competitors of the WWE include the Ultimate Fighting Championship, or the UFC, which is run by Dana White, I believe. The International Fight League. I'm not too familiar with this league, but I know it is a mixed martial arts competition. Every other television show, in my opinion, is also competition. They have to compete with the eyes, to get the eyes of every consumer, and not everybody likes them. And maybe there's another show on that night that they like more. Really, they just gotta compete with every other entertaining television show out there. Sports leagues are another form of competition. This includes the NFL, NBA, NHL, MLB, among a lot of others. It's sports, and usually, if you're a fan of one sport, you're going to be a fan of a lot of different sports. And so they have to be entertaining enough to hold on to people who like other sports and to be able to get their attention. And then another major competitor might be live events. This could be concerts, monster trucks, rodeos. I mean, the WWE relies on people coming out to their events, and so if people are choosing to go somewhere else, they're going to be losing money. So the current strategy of the firm, it is hosting live shows with lively stars and dramatic scripts. This has been working for them for a while, and it still does. They also utilize film shows to create several different content sources. This could be on their television, their website. There's a lot of different little things that they've developed over the years to create revenue from this content. TV show spinoffs, and these are primarily reality TV shows, such as the one that was mentioned at the beginning of the book with Stone Cold Steve Austin. They have done this a few times, and they just rely on stars from the past to create entertaining new content that people tune into. Merchandising is one of their strategies as well. They maintain the rights to the characters, and so they can make a lot of money off of this. And they have also been trying to establish themselves in the film industry. They've made a few films, including one with John Cena. Everybody knows who John Cena is. Really, they just capitalize on their star power to bring in viewers. The strengths of the firm include consistently selling out shows, the star power that dates back decades. They're the top wrestling organization. They're very good at merchandising what they have. And they host a really big event every year called WrestleMania that brings in millions of viewers. A couple of their weaknesses include the fact that they have only wrestling, their large travel demands, and the fact that their live shows do not cover the cost of all their events. This is somewhat of a weakness, however, as the live shows bring in a lot of other opportunities. They bring in the opportunity to produce television and other content and to merchandise, especially at shows. Some opportunities of the firm, there's a lot of people who want to be in the WWE, which is a plus. They never run out of participants. Growth in foreign markets, they've actually been tapping into that for a while now, and they're only getting better at it. And runoffs with big stars, people love the big stars and they're utilizing them properly. A couple of threats include mixed martial arts, which is the International Fight League in the UFC. And competition in television, live shows, and movies. There's a lot of people trying to produce quality content, and so they have to stay ahead of the curve. Thanks for watching.
Hi, my name is Sarah Fuchs, and today I will talk about the other environmental changes that affect the competitive nature of the industry. So some of the factors are political factors, for tax rates for different countries, the safety regulations, and trade regulations. Some economic factors are industry growth rate and consumer spending in order to predict the growth of the organization. Some social factors are culture of the WWE compared to the audience and family-friendly TV, tolerance for violence, and competitors such as All Elite Wrestling, which has been growing in popularity rate. Some legal factors are safety laws, copyright, and data security. The technological factors are impact on a cost as technology develops, rate of diffusion, and popularity of streaming services. So the question is, what are alternative strategic solutions to the problems and issues? So number one, to keep up with new technology in order to create the best quality content. Number two, increase an online presence. So a huge chunk of time is spent on social media every day, And by creating and maintaining social media platforms, it can ramp up more revenue and bring in new viewers. Number 3, even though WWE shows are scripted, it is always important to follow safety regulations, especially in each country, because WWE hosts live shows in foreign countries, and you should follow the safety regulations to avoid a lawsuit. Number 4, a big attraction of viewers comes from celebrities that perform on WWE. It could bring in celebrities from different countries to ramp up international viewers, because they brought in famous people in the US, and it's really ramped up viewers. Number 5, subscription services have become the new TV. So putting WWE on those kinds of streaming services would be an advantage. So which strategic solution should be adopted and why? Subscription services, because WWE has a big family, Generation Z and Generation Alpha audience who watch TV on services like Netflix, Hulu, and Prime Video. This is a trend in cable cutting. Therefore, cable has a decline in viewers, and that leads to revenue suffering. By exposing content on service subscription services, there will be bigger and more diverse audience. Also, it is always there for people to watch, which is a plus to the viewers. They can watch, pause, do something, resume as they like. There are many options of entertainment, and competition is fierce for consumer attention because we have more to choose from now than ever before. WWE has to keep creating new and fresh content in order to keep viewers. This includes having the best technology to record and the best sound systems to provide the best experience for the audience. Therefore, WWE has to keep up with the technological factors. Next, we have increase in social media and online presence. 58.4% of people in the world use social media, and popularity along with profit can be created through social media platforms. People these days like to see updates and gossip from shows that they enjoy to watch, and to keep the audience interested and always waiting for a new post, especially exclusive content. So how should the solution be implemented? So for the solution about the subscription services, WWE should research and find the best streaming service that matches their biggest audience. Once found, contact a streaming service and monitor growth of viewers. Growth of the network is an important goal. Also, listen to audience feedback. This is important because the audience is the moneymaker. And the solution to the social media, today, WWE has a big Twitter presence, which has to be maintained to keep an audience. By creating another social media platform like Instagram, it could bring a bigger and more diverse audience. In countries like India and China, Instagram has a high percentage of users. Europeans have a 79% usage of Facebook, so only 30% is left to platforms like Instagram and Twitter, Snapchat. So by creating more social media platforms, WWE could get more international viewers and more profit. Also, WWE has a YouTube platform, and by maintaining that and posting more videos, they could get a young audience. The majority of YouTube users are people under the age of 30. Thank you for watching.